This week's update made possible by Honey & Co. It got cold.
Yes, it did. Are we on? Or are we
are on, and
okay.
It is cold.
It is.
I didn't
both?
have to turn the air conditioning on.
No,
today,
it's very nice in here right now.
Yeah.
The temperature is a very nice temperature.
fact,
We both got long sleeve shirts on.
What day is this?
So,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We're filming on Wednesday, and it's actually I'm looking out the window right now, and it's raining.
Yeah,
so,
it was drizzling a little bit all the way up here from Enid, all the way down here, I guess, from Enid.
But it is nice and warm in Honey & Co.
It is.
Where we are
It's a
being
great
hosted
place.
today.
Yeah.
This is good. Have you been in before today?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I knew about it. We've talked about it, and Cindy has been. My wife Cindy has
Well,
been
of
in there a
course.
few times.
Yes.
But maybe I have. I don't know, Jack. I struggle with memory.
Okay.
So I could have been in there.
You-
I probably asked Sheila. She
Could have.
probably-
You blank those things out. You know, that's
right.
a guy's get out of trouble store.
Yeah.
It really is, because if you like really mess up, you're in the doghouse or something, that's the place to go.
Slip in there and get
That'll-
something
That'll save you.
Very nice.
The,
It's good to have one of those in town.
Yes.
It's kind of like with, should I say any other places that we have in town, or should we make them be?
No, we're gonna wait, and if they'd
Okay.
like to be a host of this show,
Okay.
then we'll do that. Yeah.
Well, I know there are some places that like bail me out when I need a snack or treats for the board meeting.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
absolutely. And there's several vendors. We have some very talented guys here that own businesses that do construction type work and that sort of thing. We have some really talented guys that I don't know how we would do their
Would it
backdrop,
require me
but,
having a hammer?
I don't.
I
I don't.
Or a piece of heavy equipment?
No, I
Lost my interest. I'm
So I mean, you could, I suppose.
sorry.
But
You had me with the donuts, but
yeah,
then I
right.
Gone.
So there's a lot. My point is though,
Okay.
a lot of really talented folks in Hennessey.
Oh gosh, yes.
So in lots of areas,
Yes.
not just a single area.
So any of you that are watching this that aren't from like here or haven't lived here in a while, I know we have a lot of viewers that live in other countries and things like that. Honey & Co. is on South Main. I guess that's at Second and Main, and it's in this really cool little old house. And the name Honey & Co. came from Sheila Dewell that owns the store. Her grandchildren call her Honey. Mm-hmm. And then her two partners, her daughter and her daughter-in-law, are the Co. Thus,
Okay.
Honey & Co. It's
Very
kind of,
nice.
kind of interesting. And it's a neat little store.
Yep.
I took photos just before we started here. And, I mean, there's gifts of all kinds for babies and wedding showers.
Right.
And home gifts,
Yeah.
those little knick-knack things. You're not
Yeah.
sure why you
Hang
have
on a
them.
shelf
but
and stuff.
Yeah, you
Right.
have to dust them. Jewelry of all kinds, candles, all kinds of cool smelling candles, women's clothing, stationery. I questioned the stationery. Does anybody do that anymore with email? But she said it's actually a popular item.
I think it's kind of one of those niche things. I don't know that it's as prevalent, but I think it's got special occasions and things like that. It seems like
That's a good point.
you would do more.
Yeah, if you want to be proper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. And then shoes and handbags and all kinds of things. But wait, they'll deliver.
Wow.
So if you call and like you're in trouble, holy mackerel, my wife
I
will be
need
home in a
something
couple
now.
hours. She can help you pick
Wow.
out stuff and deliver it and make you look like a rock star.
That's very nice.
Very cool. And we have I forgot we have
Yeah.
we have a sidekick today.
Right?
Yes, it's our chicken,
Chicken.
with a mask. It's appropriately masked chicken. So we'll just leave him there for while we're talking here. So that's a child's mask, by the way.
So you keep calling it him, so it'd be appropriately masked rooster.
Good point. Yeah, it has
guess
the
chicken
thing on
would
the top.
be-
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, I'm not chicken.
Chicken savvy.
Yeah,
Christopher
I just-
Choate. Now he's a board member.
Yeah.
But he's also very chicken savvy. He used to raise. I don't know if he still does or not. He hadn't talked about him a lot. I know he asked James how to treat a chicken one time, and James just gave him some recipes. So I don't know. Again, we haven't talked about it in a while, so I don't know if Christopher is still in the chicken business.
Well, I
or
hope not.
So
If he's
in a lot of other businesses. He's an active guy.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of things. So.
All right, Honey & Co. 2nd and Main Street, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Go check them out. Mike, what's going on this week
Well, so on that,
on that?
do we have like a trivia? Like we could have a trivia question,
crud.
like
I
what
hadn't
does
thought of
Fred call Sheila?
That's a good point.
So like Cindy, her nickname or her pet name for me is Blossom.
Blossom. There's a story behind that.
There is a long time story.
Okay.
Something her dad did and some things like that. But or there's a little song or something that goes with it. But But I wonder if Fred has a name like Honey for
We're going to find out.
Sheila, and so maybe like that could be a trivia. Do we have like a line, open line?
No,
No?
I should have.
Okay,
That would have
so
been cool.
it'd
So
been
she
great.
could call in and answer some questions.
Well, or people could have called in and guessed
Very good.
what Fred's
Call
name is.
Sheila and ask her what Fred's nickname is. Fred is Sheila's husband.
Now, are we asking for Sheila's nickname for Fred, or Fred's nickname for Sheila,
Either one.
or both?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's find these things out. Yeah,
This is
my
a-
researcher didn't do their job
Yeah.
today. We should have had them
Very nice.
do that. Good.
Okay.
So this is a no football week.
We have an off week and
Why is
just
that?
crushed the fact that OSU actually pushed the Tulsa game back. So, well, the reason, again, I don't know that we end up with a full schedule for various reasons. Again, with COVID's jacked everything up. And we always have 2 weeks in the season that we would not have a game. And a lot of times it's, kind of mid-season and late season, so you can get healed up if you've got some injuries and stuff like that. So it could have been a natural occurring stoppage, or it could be because of a scheduling issue with a school that maybe, because there's a lot of places that aren't in school right now. They're quarantining whole teams and stuff like that. So I'm not sure 100% why we're not playing this week, but
Okay.
it could be naturally occurring, or it could be a COVID result.
Probably going to rain anyway. Yeah.
It looks like it could be kind of rainy, but
Good
I
deal.
don't know. Pretty good football weather right now.
So let's talk about what's.
Okay.
Let's look at the salad bar
Still
thing
got-
going
yeah,
here.
Absolutely.
I see you have 3 students.
Well, we try to report the number of cases that have been positive cases of COVID. We want the community and the parents and everybody to know. And there's a call that goes out to all of our parents and guardians, an all call. Again, timing is a little bit of a challenge. We sometimes have to work stuff in and we can get it. I hate for people to hear it here first that thinks they ought to heard it from other venues first. We don't do that intentionally. It just happens sometimes. As we don't always, this is Wednesday. Last week we did the show on Thursday, and we did
Yeah.
it late on Thursday. And so
And it didn't air until Friday.
yeah. So again, but we want to get the information out because we're not trying to keep anything from anyone. But we had 3 students, 1 high school, 1 elementary, and 1 early childhood, and 1 staff member that had positive COVID test, and so they are quarantined. And Shelley Musney's a school nurse, does an outstanding job of staying on top of that. And so if we have many more cases this week, then we'll report them as we go along. And it's on, I think I sent it to you and I sent it to Barb.
We posted it on our allaboutHennessey.com and our Facebook page about the process.
It has the numbers and then the processes.
You're only going to get a call if you are directly involved.
Right.
Is that correct?
And that will be now, again, it's an ongoing thing, but the health department, I believe, will be the only one that'll really call you with any.
Oh, really? So the school
yeah.
doesn't call the health
Well,
department?
we
does.
still do, but we don't know all of the people outside of the kids. So it may be somebody, an uncle or some other relative that may be who they were exposed to and then ended up testing positive. And so we don't know those folks. So what we'll know is the kids. And so we will let parents know that that's why they have to go home.
Gotcha.
But the health department they will be following up with calls. I had someone ask me about, was this a scam? And I said, no, that is more than likely actually the health department that's doing
All
that.
these strange numbers call you. And okay.
So,
that's-
but the health department has become much more aggressive, and they made it clear, again, as we talked about last week, that they would determine who was quarantined and for how long.
So the student's family will get a call, but they're also doing that tracking.
The contact tracing,
Yeah.
yes,
So the health department may call like your uncle or
yes,
cousin or somebody.
absolutely.
Okay.
Anyone in the household. But even like the kids that may be quarantined because a student was sitting in a classroom and around them, the people that were close to him in close proximity, they would get a call from the school, but they would also get contact traced from the health department as well.
Okay.
So you'll
They're
get a
getting-
double dose.
Looks like
but-
they're getting better at it.
Yeah, it's been really interesting how school has felt a strange normalcy to having masks and distancing, and it's not like something that's new or we're talking much about. We're just kind of going on with school, and kind of to that point is none of our cases have been spread from inside school. So what's happened is somebody has come to school and we've detected that either through the fact that they were a close contact or somebody else that we knew. let us know that this was a possibility. And none of it is spread from student to student or student to staff, staff to student. And I think that's in part because everyone is wearing masks. Everyone is observing all the guidelines. We're spraying, we're detecting, we're doing all those things. So none of it has gone from student to student internally. And I think that's a really big deal, is that we're not having spread within the school system. It's all coming in from the outside. And that's another reason why, as we're working on things at school, we're talking about some travel guidelines for our teams and our groups and our students. Is this is, we don't want you, some of the things we're working on, and Coach Hicks and I are working on, is don't stop at restaurants outside of town, take sandwiches or whatever for after the game. Don't stop at convenience stores and places like that, because those, if you look, those are a very high level of infection occur from those particular places. Not mean anything negative against the restaurants or convenience stores.
Big transient. I mean,
Right.
it's constant
Well,
motion from other places.
Yeah, and plus, in a restaurant, that everybody has their mask off for some length of time because they have to eat. So we're working on some guidelines to maybe we can limit how much we bring in from the outside as well to some degree.
Very cool. Now, are you have a spray device or a fogger of some sort that you do all the rooms with?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah, and the timing is again a thing that's a little bit tricky, is because it does have an odor, and it's not pleasant. We were working on some stuff in a room, and they came in and fogged the room. While I wasn't in any danger from the fog, it still did kind of make you choke up a little bit. It was very noticeable, the smell. And we try to do it before school early, and then once during the day, each day, every room. And again, not sure how well we're doing at that right now, but I know Jose's working on trying to get that
Completely
implemented,
unrelated. I was at Lowe's the other day, and all the power, I'm a tool guy, so all of the tools were rusty. I mean, like all of them, the power tools now
Right.
that are on the display. And I thought, wow, the humidity in here must be horrible.
Yeah.
And they spray them down
Yeah.
every night. I mean, they must douse them with
Yeah.
something, and it just made all the tools
Well, I mean, I'm
rusty.
sure everybody's picking them up and handling them and
Well,
looking
it's
at them.
important
and
that they
stuff,
are
so-
spraying them, but
Right.
I hope the ones in the boxes aren't rusty too. But
What if those will be on sale?
ooh, I bet.
Maybe pick those up for a
I
little
like
bit of
that.
nothing.
Sounds like
for
a deal. I could.
COVID
Yeah.
discount.
I like it.
Maybe you can work that in.
What else you got?
Maybe they could be a sponsor, and you could get a deal off of them sponsoring.
Lowe's, call us, and
Yeah.
we'll do a show at Lowe's.
Call Jack. I can't take
Yeah,
any money for
That's
this.
right. Call
so
me.
Call Jack.
Call me, and
I'll
we'll
just borrow
get a
his stuff.
Lowe's bag here for you. Okay.
Okay. So, if you have
Contact.
questions, contact me. I won't always be the one to answer, but I'll be the one that'll put them in the right. I'll get you to the right people, and I'll usually respond and say, "Hey, I'm sending this to Miss Avila or Mr. Crosswhite, Mr. Means, Miss Schovanec, Miss Musney, whoever it is." But I absolutely would love to take your calls and still hear from you if you got
Mike's
thoughts.
email is right here. Just
Yep. Gonna be there.
Email Mike is the best way to
Bottom.
go. Yep.
So, to finish up, last week we started talking. You were Cactus Jack. You had it from.
Yes, I have my cactus is in the. Cactus
cactus
is still
is in the-
here.
in
It's
the
still
window.
alive. Hadn't died yet.
So
Okay.
the movie was called The Villain.
Okay.
It had Kirk Douglas and Margaret. That wasn't who I can't remember the Ann I thought of, but it was Ann and Margaret and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And there was an Indian chief, and he would call Cactus Jack names like Mini Stickers Jack or Prickly Pear Jack, and so that's why I remember that. And of course, Kirk Douglas was the villain, and he hated it because it was Cactus Jack's kind of a strong, mean name, and he'd call him less mean, sticky thing name. So it was a pretty good show.
I have a
It was-
Cactus Jack story.
Yeah.
Really quick. A lot of people ask us the name. My company name is KJ Filmworks, and where's the K? There's no K. Well, 100 years ago, not quite, the K was Kevin Fuchsa, and for a short time he was my partner. And after Kevin left, we were shooting a feature film. It was a western. We were way out in the middle of Colorado
who
or
was
something.
shooting it?
What do you mean?
What was what was it a well-known western?
No. Well, one of Simpson's movies.
Okay, Simpsons. That's what I was wondering if it's
So it's a B
Simpsons,
western. If you've never seen them, they're funny-ish. Anyway, we had this giant cactus we were working with, and I fell backwards into the cactus, and it had the big things, and the makeup ladies literally using pliers pulling them out of my back end. Thus, they started calling me Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
So now the KJ is
Cactus Jack. Very nice.
Yeah, and I can't spell, thus the K.
They didn't require any makeup in the injured area to.
No, it
Okay.
was just
Good.
hurt like
Little bit of
crazy,
powder.
and we're on down the road. Yes.
Okay. Very nice.
Um,
Good. That's good to know. Cactus with a K.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a Teacher of the Year announcement coming up. I
Yes, we do.
guess.
And actually, this is last year's Teachers of the Year. Everyone does one for their site, and then we have one overall Teacher of the Year. But because of the end of the year, we didn't get to have the end of the year because of the COVID. Everything was shut down. So I think what they're doing is having that Thursday night, the red carpet deal that
Red
Kathy
carpet
used to.
night at the old auditorium at the library. Downtown library. It's kind of a neat little event. All of
really
the civic
cool area.
groups, the Hennessey United puts this on, and all of the civic groups and the school, that's the event they give away their awards.
Right.
And they're going to announce, I guess, are you going to announce the Teacher of the Year there?
I'm assuming so. I think we've probably already done that. We've announced who they are, but they usually still come to the teacher,
The actual plaque
red carpet,
would
and
be
yeah,
handed
there's a little bio that we read and talk about them, and they're presented by their principal. And
Cool.
so yeah, it's a neat deal. That old auditorium is a really cool old auditorium.
It's
I'd love
neat.
to see that renovated.
Yeah.
'Cause that just don't see that kind of stuff.
And that was the basketball court. Have you ever been up on the stage?
No,
Yeah, when you open the stage, it's the basketball court
Yeah.
back there. I guess
Very
it's
nice.
a little compressed, but it is.
Right.
That was the gym/stage.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have some really big news for a Hennessey grad. Kaden Mitchell is the FFA National Proficiency Awards finalist. This is national. This is
Yep.
kind of like a really big deal, and it's in turf management. So congratulations, Kaden. We're kind of rooting for you to see where this goes. Do you know anything more about this?
No, that's just not Caden specific, although I think we refer to him as the governor. Because we all feel like he's probably going to run the state eventually.
You would think so, yeah.
The way it looks, the way he's going right now. He's either going to own it or run it, one of the two. But the Proficiency Awards, they do them in a wide variety of things, and it's really a big deal to have a National Proficiency Award winner, or actually even to have people to be nominated. They've done a lot of work and put in a lot of time to get to that place. And so George's, Mr. Hughes, our agriculture education teacher, has done a really nice job of building the program to where that's becoming routine. It was pretty rare at the time, but I think this will be the second or third year in a row we've had somebody up there.
Cool.
So yeah,
It's neat to have something like that with such a small town and
yeah,
some
absolutely.
outstanding young kids. All right, is that what you got?
Well,
All you got?
we talked about the rooms being provisioned, the digital classrooms.
Yes.
We had a little bit of training today. I had a personal item I had to take care of this afternoon, so we didn't get all the elementary being 1st through 5th trained today, but we're going to work with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers tomorrow. But what we did is we worked with a company called Pragmatic. They have digital rooms. Everyone, to give them a kind of a benchmark, is Zoom-like rooms. So it would be very similar to that. And every teacher has their own room, just like they have their own room in the building. When they walk in the morning, they unlock the door, and they're in that room all day. And then they walk. So this is the same thing. They have their room up all day. So if I'm a kindergarten or a 1st through 5th grade student, or 1st through 3rd, they don't move a lot, so they have the same teacher most all day. But maybe they come in for a couple hours and they have to be away for a while, and then they come back in. And the teachers will begin contacting students and parents and getting that information out to them about what they use to connect. And the company has been so good to work with us, and they've taken a string of letters and numbers that long and broken it down to, like for Cindy's class, you would just go to https hps.umx.vc/C Woods.
Got that. Yeah.
So
okay.
You could do that along here too. If everyone wanted to go to Cindy's classroom.
You lost me with hello. Okay.
It's a real quick way, because everything is the same. HTTPS to the .vc/. The only thing that changes is the like Miss Bellinger would be E Bellinger for Emily Bellinger. Miss Schovanec would be K Schovanec, and so it makes it where you will know I guess she spells her name with a K. I don't know if it's C. I would
don't
say so. But I'll have to ask her tomorrow.
Okay.
But it would, so you can, it's real easy, especially when you get into high school. The only thing that would change is the teacher's name on the end. So first hour you're in algebra, so you may be in Miss John or Miss Fuchsa now. It used to be Miss Johnson, but it'd be Miss Fuchsa now. And so you'd go her class first hour. Then the next time you'd get out of that class. Then you'd go sign into the next class. Again, everything's the same, but the very last, the teacher's name.
So you can sit at home and just literally go from class to class on your device.
Yes.
And it would be just like you're in class. Because you can answer questions and
back
hear
and
and see. And
And again, the lowest common denominator is a cell phone. You can just call in. Each one have their own number, and that's the really great thing. Everybody has their own numbers and their own strings that don't ever change. So once you get them entered in, then you can just, as you start typing in, you can click on it and it'll take you in there anyway. But you have a number, you dial in. There's a code that you would give them and you could have at least audio where you could hear back and forth.
So even if you don't have internet, you can hear.
Exactly. That's the big thing.
Two-way conversation.
Right. So maybe during an instructional phrase, I would sit in there and listen to it, ask questions about, Miss Woods, where did that XY come from? And she could explain it. And then they can be recording this at the same time. So then the video could be sent via jump drive. Maybe they had enough of a connection where they could later watch off of a site or something. So there's a lot of different ways we could get it out to the kiddos. But we've struggled because they pushed us back. It's supposed to be done the second week of August, and we just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. It wasn't ready. And so now we still are working on it. There's still some hiccups, but if you need to be in, we can get you in.
You can get it going.
Yeah.
And all of this, I detailed a lot of this in my We're Going in America series I did, was it last week? I guess it was a week ago.
It's been a week ago.
We talked about all of the things that they did, and this pragmatic system was a big component
part of it. Yeah. Again, it gets you going, and even to the point of when you're gone for like 2 weeks, maybe with a quarantine, you're not going to fall behind class because you can. And we're going to practice with the kids, so when they get home, one of the biggest challenges for parents is they weren't trained on this. But we'll try to get the kids up to speed by practicing in the room.
The parents and
right, so it will be
very cool,
a lot smoother.
Okay.
Then I think, see you at the poll.
And it's not voting yet.
No,
that's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I thought, this is a campaign, a voting thing.
That's great, but it's POLE.
Okay.
Not POLL, which could also be like whether cow's horned or not.
It means nothing to somebody that can't spell worth a darn. So
yes,
it could have been either one.
It could have, and we would have been fine. So that's September 23rd, and we're working on parameters to how can we do this to where it's a really neat event. Kids come out, parents come out. We're working with the appropriate people to see how we can make this happen and have everybody get involved that wants to be involved. Again, not to get too excited too quick and get too anxious, but I'm really hoping we can continue this path. I saw the news when Edmond and Stillwater, they all said, get our kids back in school 5 days a week. And I think that's the trend. I think everyone's feeling like we can do that safely now. Not just because we did it here at Hennessey, but, it's a great day to be an Eagle.
Very, very cool.
Maybe that could be an honorary Eagle.
An eaglet.
Yeah. I don't know if I want a chicken being associated
Eagle
with
wannabe.
Eagle. That's basically chicken lunch. It would be like a Eagle dinner.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Okay. Poor chicken.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Back to Honey & Co.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it.
That's all I got.
That's a wrap. Yep. Remember, run by and see Sheila and company at Honey Co. 2nd and Main in Hennessey. And I guess that's it.
Sounds good.
See you next week. And if you'd like your show, if you'd like us to feature your business on this show, drop me a line. I'll put my email right here. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks,
Mike.
Jack.
This week's update made possible by Honey & Co.,